Nearly 2 years ago, Dad and I told the story of our failed attempt to go to a CFL game in Toronto. Long story short, we got stuck in traffic and missed the game. Fast forward to this past weekend, and we set out to try it all again. We had no issues crossing the border. Dad had no issues converting his speedometer to the metric system.
What am I videotaping?
We're in Canada now, and it's kilometers, not miles.
Yeah.
So I went from having about 400 miles range on the gas to 806 kilometers. And I'm doing 108 kilometers right now, which is about 60 miles an hour.
And we had no issues taking the GO train into Toronto to see the game. This is our first time using the GO train, and highly recommend it to others who want to go to an Argonauts game but haven't yet. The train took us right up to BMO Field, the home of the MLS's Toronto FC and the CFL's Toronto Argonauts. We got into the stadium as the teams warmed up, grabbed ourselves some hot dogs and some souvenirs.
All right, we finally made it. Took 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
We finally made it.
Inside the stadium. Looks like it might rain later, but we're here. We're having a good time so far. Lots of good food, lots of good souvenirs. Man, It was worth the 2-year wait.
I would say it was worth it, but I mean, I'm just glad we're here. But I mean, if you haven't heard that story, check out that story. I'm sure you'll get a kick out of that. No, this is great. It's about to rain maybe, so we'll find out.
CN Tower in the background.
CN Tower back there, yeah. It's a nice spot, nice little stadium they got here. First time being at BMO Field, so should be a fun game. Hopefully, I know the Elks are a lot better than they've been. I think the Argos are a good team, so hopefully we're in for a good game. So We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
From there, we took our seats, enjoyed the pregame festivities, and once the teams took the field, we were ready to go for an awesome game. Former Argonauts quarterback McLeod Bethel Thompson struck first, throwing a 30-yard bomb to Dylan Mitchell. The Argos would eventually answer with a 43-yard touchdown scamper by Deontay McMahon, but had that followed up by the Elks scoring a go-ahead touchdown to make it a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. Toronto wasted no time at the start of the second quarter, getting the game tied up. Meanwhile, up in the stands, our section was graced by the Argos mascot and cheerleaders to pass out boxes of Craig's cookies, which were simply delightful. After a stalled Edmonton drive, the Argos struck again to take the lead with a little over 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Edmonton couldn't keep a drive going and had to settle for a rouge to make it 21-15 going into the half. During halftime, we got to enjoy the Super Dogs as they performed awesome feats of agility on the field. Dad also went to get himself some jerk chicken poutine, but wasn't crazy about it, so naturally I finished it for him. A failed Argonauts halfback pass eventually led to the Elks getting back into the end zone to take a 1-point lead. The Argos would later run the ball into the end zone and convert the 2-point conversion to take a 7-point lead with just under 2 minutes in the third quarter. The fourth quarter scoring started with a pair of former Argonauts connecting for the tying touchdown to make it 29-all. The Argonauts took back the lead with a beautiful 36-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Dukes to DeMonte Coxey. The scrappy Elks, despite being winless coming into the game, marched down the field to answer with a Dakota Prue Cup touchdown to make it 36-36 with a little under 4 minutes remaining in the game. But the Argonauts would get down within field goal range to kick the game-winning 37-yard field goal as time expired.
All right, final score 39-36, last second field goal. How was it?
Exciting. It was well worth the wait.
Yeah.
Hiram Lahu. That's Jigger's name.
Yeah. Great game. I was hoping for over 40 points, but hey, came down to the end. The Elks got a lot of fight in them. I don't care to throw in through. You guys got to watch out for the Elks. But good on the Argos. This was a fun day, fun experience here. I love CFL football.
The rain held off. We were told it could rain, it could hail, all kinds of weird stuff. It held off. We're on our way back to the hotel. So
Now we got a train ride.
Yep, gonna be back on the train, go back to the hotel, be home tomorrow. Great time here in Toronto.
We went back to our hotel that evening just to wake up early the next day to venture into Toronto by car to find Rosedale Park, where there is a plaque commemorating the first ever Grey Cup game that was played in that location. So we're at the site of the first Grey Cup game, which is funny because we're going to be going to the 111th Grey Cup later on this year, so very fitting that we found the location of the first Grey Cup and we're going to go to the latest Grey Cup, so yeah. I think that's poetic.
Yeah, the site of the first Grey Cup is now like a baseball park, and you see people with their dogs and people jogging and walking. So it's still in use, it's still here, but they don't play the Grey Cup here anymore.
No, but pretty cool. Just a nice little marker hidden in a bush
By the baseball field.
by the baseball field. And there's people playing tennis. I think somebody just won. I don't know.
And so, with the CN Tower and the Rogers Center in our rearview mirror, we say goodbye, Toronto. Goodbye, Toronto, and thanks for a great game of the Toronto Argonauts. Just a fun time. The weather held off for the game, and it held off for us going to the site of the first Grey Cup game, but now that we're all done heading home, the rain has started. So goodbye, Toronto. See you again soon.